Thanks for watching, and this is Breakfast Central, and our first story takes us to Kenya as police in the country continue their investigation into the decomposed bodies found in River Yala. There are reports that 2 more bodies have been retrieved from the same river in Siaya County.
Well, Siaya County Health Executive Dismas Wakla said the 2 bodies have been taken to Yala Sub-County Hospital morgue by the police officers. The new recovery now takes the total number of recovered bodies to 23. Now, you do recall that we have been talking about this story, especially from last week, and joining us live this morning is Executive Director, Aki Africa, Hussein Khalid. Hussein, thanks for being here with us once more as we take a look at this story. Now, last week, it was 21 bodies, and now we have 2 more that have been added to the numbers. What actually is going on?
Yeah, so, I mean, that's the million-dollar question. Everyone is asking, what is happening in Kenya? Bodies are showing up, particularly in River Yala, as you've correctly put it. We recovered 2 more bodies on Tuesday, and just before that, on Monday, there was another body that was also recovered. So people are still concerned. We are not sure what to expect in the next coming few days. The autopsy examination of the bodies that have been recovered began in earnest yesterday. It is expected to take 2 to 3 days, but then again, this depends on whether or not we will be finding more bodies from the river, because as it stands currently, we are not sure. But there's information from different parts, different communities on the river, along the river, claiming that there are bodies being spotted in different places. So once we are able to confirm that, then we should be in a position to get those bodies, take them to the morgue also for the autopsy to be undertaken.
Right, now autopsy is already underway for these 2 bodies that have been recovered. Now, can you tell us the autopsy report for the previous bodies, the previous 21 bodies that were recovered in the past, as well as the state of these 2 bodies that were found when they were recovered?
Yes, so until the news broke out, there were 21 bodies that were at the morgue that had been recovered from the river. Before that, around October last year, there were also 9 bodies that were buried in a mass grave because no one came forward to claim those bodies. So when this issue, as Haki Africa, together with a local activist, Boniface Mwangi, when we broke it to the nation, there were 21 bodies in the river. We sent out an appeal to members of the public, any family who is missing a relative or whose kin is unknown where he is, to visit the morgue. So people thronged the morgue to try and see if their loved ones are there. And 2 families were able to positively identify 2 bodies that were there. So as we speak, 2 families have come forward to tell us that yes, those that are there belong to them. So the autopsy that is being undertaken is for all the bodies, including the 2 whose family have claimed the body of. But what we know is that the police have insisted, before issuing or giving out any of the bodies to any family, a DNA test must be undertaken, because the state of the body is such that they're a bit decomposed. So to tell for sure, it's only the DNA that will be able to verify 100%. So the autopsy is being undertaken, the DNA samples have been taken from the families, and we're expecting a response in less than 2 weeks. That is what they told us, to be able to fully confirm their identities.
All right, Hussein, can you also give us an update on the investigations being carried out by the police? We do recall that the last time you joined us here on the show, you also talked about a little bit of compromise that may be coming from the police sector. But could you give us an update on this? Are there any investigations, and what are the results, possibly?
Yes. So the first point of investigation, of course, is the autopsy. From the autopsy, we'll be in a position to tell the cause of death, whether these people drowned in the river, whether they were killed, whether they were strangled, whether they were shot. It's only the autopsy that will be able to give us a detailed information on how they met their deaths. So once we have that information, then of course that will be shared by the relevant institutions, including the Directorate of Criminal Investigations in Kenya and the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, which is mandated to investigate police excesses. What we know from a good number of the families that have visited the morgue, particularly those that have claimed some of the bodies, is that their kin, those who've died, were in, some of them are saying they were in one way or another in conflict with the law. Either they were involved in a criminal matter that was pending in court or that was ongoing in court. And, then they disappeared or they were picked by unknown people. So these are all issues that have been shared with the police. We've had the families recording statements of how their loved ones disappeared. And we are now expecting after the postmortem to get good information that will then guide the detectives in, ascertaining who was behind the killings. But as I said, we feel that, these investigations have to be done by an independent agency. Many Kenyans, have their doubts about police investigating themselves. So we remain hopeful that we'll be able to get independent agencies like IPOA to come in and lead the investigations.
All right. I want to say thank you so much for being here with us, Hussein, Executive Director, Aki Africa. And just as you are remaining strong in hope, we are also remaining strong in hope with you as well from here. Thank you once again.
Thank you.